Raider Nation, we loud in the streets. Living for a thrill, feel that bass in the beat. Lunatic crew, gather round every week. Real talk on the mic, don't hide from defeat. Coaches tripping, they don't get the hype. Front office drama, man, it's a mental fight. Quarterback switching, we looking for a spark, but we still rocking hard. Out here after dark, it's members on their Monday, rapping our song. Go through your facts, man, pride in the tone. Silver and black, that's the blood we show. Vegas lights flash, but the heart's in the hustling in the city where dreams feel alive. Sin City glow, we thrive, we dive. But don't get it twisted, open still home. Through every struggle, we never roam home alone. Fan loyalty, it runs deep like a chain. Pain in the game, we just adapt, feel strain. Sunday warriors turned up in the stands. With pride in our souls, united we stand. Members on that Monday, rapping our song. Go through your facts, man, pride in the tone. Silver and black, that's the blood we show. Vegas lights flash, but the heart's in the Real ones hold down, we gon' keep it true. Every Monday, you know how we do. Street Sega speaking with fire in our breath. From Oakland to Vegas, the 5 best. Members on their Monday, reppin' our song. Go through your facts, better pride in the tone. Silver and black, that's the blood we show. Vegas lights flash, but the heart's in the Raider Nation, we loud in the streets. Living for a thrill, feel that bass in the beat. Lunatic crew, gather round every week. Real talk on the mic, don't hide from defeat. Coaches tripping, they don't get the hype. Front office drama, man, it's a mental fight. Quarterback switching, we looking for a spark, but we still rocking hard. Out here after dark, it's members on their Monday, rapping our song. Go through your facts, man, pride in the tone. Silver and black, that's the blood we show. Vegas lights flash, but the heart's in the hustling in the city where dreams feel alive. Sin City glow, we thrive, we dive. But don't get it twisted, open still home. Through every struggle, we never roam home alone. Fan loyalty, it runs deep like a chain. Pain in the game, we just adapt, feel strain. Sunday warriors turned up in the stands. With pride in our souls, united we stand. Members on that Monday, rapping our song. Go through your facts, man, pride in the tone. Silver and black, that's the blood we show. Vegas lights flash, but the heart's in the
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
They're here.
Rise, my nation. Gather around and prepare. Our pride will be restored. Our shadow will fall with wicked damnation. Rise, my nation. Rise. This is your nation. This is our nation. This is the Raider Nation. Can you dig it?
What is the deal, Raider Nation? Welcome to the Monday edition of Members Only Monday. We got big news, as you guys already know from last night. Chip Kelly has been relieved of his duties as OC of the Las Vegas Raiders, as well as his sidekick. I forgot dude's name, but they're both out. So now Greg Olson is named interim offensive coordinator, which he has an extensive history of doing such. He was a head coach once in Jacksonville, quarterback coach, of course, with us now, offensive coordinator with us previously. 2013 and 2014. So he has a lot of experience in calling plays. And yeah, this is where we're at now. You feel me? Shout out to everybody out there, man. We got M2CB in the building, man. Salute to you. Hope all is well, man. I appreciate you for pulling up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course, we got up in here SA Big Dog in the building, man. Dropping them what on them? Dropping them Raiders.
I'm out of town. There you go. There you go.
That's right. M2C also doing the same thing.
I'm out of town. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, so we just gonna post up for a minute, let the other members get notification that we're live now. Like I said, I do this every Monday since you guys pay your guys' money monthly for the tier, first tier, which is only one tier. I don't want to make it different levels. I want everybody to be included, but I'm gonna give you guys content first. Only you guys get exclusivity. Is that how you say exclusivity? That you guys get that first, man, and then it gets released later on today for the rest of the public. But you guys are here first to talk this shit about Chip Kelly. I got a couple of videos of busting it down with Pete Carroll explaining why the move had to be made and how does that change our offense moving forward. Yeah, man, so we just gonna chop it up for a minute. We ain't here too long. You know what I mean? Just gonna get it in since the news is floating around. Shout out to everybody that's out there, man. Who else we got up in the building, man? D Nice in the building, man. What it is, my brother, what it is.
My name is D Nice. My name is D Nice.
What I think about the moves, man, the moves had to be made. I mean, if you just stand pat and just let things continue as they were, that don't make sense. You know what I mean? We understand now that we're not a contender for anything, no playoffs, no wild cards, no super, none of that. So what you do now is you move on from these guys, and this is going to be what the nation needs, and this is what I mean by that is now we get to see, is it truly the personnel that we have, or was it the coaching? Was it the play calling, or was it Geno Smith? We're going to see. We're going to see. Because if Geno Smith comes out there, because I've been hearing a lot of rumors. I don't know exactly what's fact and what's fiction, but from what I'm hearing, Chip Kelly was solely the one on the offense calling the plays, and it was his way or no way. That's what I'm hearing. And you kind of compare the salary he was making compared to how much control he had at $6 million a year as the highest paid offensive coordinator. How much power you think somebody making that much money would have? Exactly. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Let me see. So it's a move that had to be made. It's gonna reveal a lot to us. It's gonna reveal to us exactly what was going on. Greg Olson's gonna come in here. He's gonna simplify the offense, make it simple. Take what they give you, nickel and dime your way down the field if you have to. But all this little cute play calling and just things that don't make sense, like you don't establish the run. We know Pete Carroll wants to establish the run. He's been saying this. He said it when he was with Seattle. So why all of a sudden now when he comes here that changes? So something ain't right. I think Chip Kelly had more control over the offense than Pete Carroll had, which makes sense because Pete Carroll comes from the defensive side of the ball. So of course we see his thumbprint all over the defense, him working with Patrick Graham, but we see that everybody noticing that Carroll and Graham is trying to manage their two ideologies together. So that just shows you how much control Kelly had with Pete Carroll had with the defense. It wasn't the same. We didn't get the same reflection with the offense. We know that's not Chip Kelly's bread and butter. So, of course, Chip Kelly would have the more say on that side of the ball due to him being the offensive coordinator. And if you're, like I said, once again, if you're the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL, how much power you think you got? Exactly. You should have all the power on the offensive side of the ball. But Sunday will be a telltale sign. If we go into Sunday and be more efficient, the run game is working, and we're not going up against an old booty-ass team like Cleveland. Cleveland was horrible. That was horrific. For us to play like that against them, you know what I mean? It's not like they had a hell of a game. It's just like we didn't. You know what I mean? So we're going to see how this goes. So much power Chip didn't get to hire. No, I didn't say Pete Carroll had all the power. Oh, Chip didn't get to hire his personnel. What personnel can he hire? Of course he did. Why do you think his sidekick just got fired too? He's not. That was Chip Kelly's guy that was in there with him. Matter of fact, let me look up the guy. I'll tell you. So Chip Kelly did hire his guy. Who was the other gentleman that the Raiders fired alongside Chip Kelly? Bob, let me see. Bob Bicknell. Bob Bicknell was the offensive assistant. That was Chip Kelly's guy. Why you think both of them got? Why are them the only two that got fired then? Greg Olsen didn't get fired. He's the quarterback coach. How horrible was, you know what I mean? But Greg Olsen has like I said, an extensive line, a history of being a quarterback coach as well as an OC. He was the quarterback coach in Seattle in 2023 when Geno was there. So why Greg Olsen can do good with Geno in Seattle and then get here? See, it's addition through subtraction. We're getting rid of all the things that it could be, and we're gonna see if we're right. That's all it is. That's how you got to do it. It's just like if you cooking something and something just is off in there, you start cutting back on. Okay, let me cut back on the nutmeg. Let me cut back on this and on that, and then you try to pinpoint exactly what the problem is. Oh, it was too much this. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see. This is gonna let us see exactly what the problem was. Now, if we go out there and it's the same old Raiders that we've been doing all year, it's personnel. You changed out the play caller, but it's still the same shit. It's got to be the personnel. The offensive line ain't the greatest, but there's things that you can do to compensate for that. You know what I mean? And one thing I blame Geno on was holding the ball too long. There was times he was in the pocket and he held it too long. That's where some of them sacks came from. But other times was the offensive line breaking down in protection. He didn't have the protection he needed. 10 sacks? You think that's all on the quarterback? 10 sacks? I told y'all before the game, I said, Myles Garrett, be careful. And everybody hollering AOC. What you think would have happened to AOC behind that offensive line with the way that Cleveland was coming? Because Cleveland got some playmakers on that defense, bro. I like Graham coming. I thought we was going to take Graham. I said if it wasn't Genty, we're going to take Graham, defensive tackle. Cleveland got him. Schwarzenegger, the guy that came out of UCLA, linebacker. I said I want him. They got him. So they're building their defense. And we need to build our offensive line the way other people's building their defense. That's all I'm saying. No, what coaches is an offensive coordinator going to bring in besides a quarterback coach? An offensive coordinator is not the head coach of the team. See, the real pecking order is Spytek should have picked his coach and allowed his coach to get his whole coaching staff. Offensive coordinator don't get to pick who they want. The head coach picks all that. Notice everybody that Pete Carroll grabbed. Except for Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham was already there, and I think the higher ups, probably Mark Davis, but I'm already knowing how that plays in. Patrick Graham is a needed commodity, and what I mean by that is the defense got to do good in hopes of Patrick Graham getting a head coaching job elsewhere. See, he didn't have to stay; he was a free agent. Patrick Graham, that is. We gave him a new contract to stay. See, the thing is, we're trying to get him a head coaching job because the reason being it's a win-win for both for both the Raiders and Patrick Graham. He becomes a coach, and what the Raiders get in return are 2 third-round draft picks. See, that's the new rule when you get a minority candidate to become a coach or a GM elsewhere. That team is rewarded 2 third-round picks. In back-to-back year, you get a third-round pick in this year's draft and one next year if Patrick Graham gets a head coaching job. So you got to keep that asset. You know what I mean? They probably want to do the same thing when they had what was the GM, the assistant GM that him and the Raiders decided just to part ways, hoping he get a GM job would have did the same thing. 2 third-round picks. And I remember hearing Spy Tech, you got to play that game too. You got to get as many draft picks as you can get. More bullets in the clip, the better percentage you're going to hit the target. Nah, man, no, you don't get to pick your staff as the offensive coordinator. You think Ben Johnson picked his staff with Detroit? Hell no, that's the head coach. The head coach is grabbing his guys. That's who's making all the play calls. For instance, let me give you an example. When the Raiders were trying to get, okay, who did Getsy bring with him? When we hired Getsy as offensive coordinator, who he brought with him? Nobody. It don't work like that, brother. The head coach is the one that it trickles down from the head coach. He picks his guys in a traditional front office of the NFL. Offensive coordinator don't get the pick. Well, he did it. Like I said, the offensive assistant was his guy. That's why he got fired too. So it ain't like Chip Kelly didn't make his hire. He got his guy. That's it. Chip Kelly, look, Pete Carroll grabbed Greg Olsen as offensive coordinator, or no, not offensive coordinator, quarterback coach. Why? Because he was a quarterback coach in Seattle. That's the head coach connection. I don't think Chip Kelly was, to be honest with you, I do not think Chip Kelly, and all signs look like that too. I don't think Chip Kelly was Pete Carroll's guy. I think the rumor is Tom Brady selected Chip Kelly. That's why I'm saying everything is all out of whack. You got to have a pecking order. You got to have your head coach to pick his whole staff. The whole staff is done by the head coach, but the coach will listen to what the coordinators want. And if it falls in line of what the head coach wants to see for his team to do offensively and defensively, then he'd be like, okay, well, bring him in. Just like that Bob Becknell. Bob Becknell was Chip Kelly's guy. They both gone. You know what I mean? Last year, who was it? When we fired Getsy, who else was it that went with Getsy? Getsy had a guy with him too. I take that back because they both got fired. It was Getsy and there was another dude that both got fired with Getsy before Bo Hardigree took over as offensive coordinator. And Bo Hardigree was the quarterback coach. Who was the other guy that was, let me see. Who got fired with Getsy, offensive coordinator from the Raiders? James Craig. And see, there we go again. Getsy and Craig got fired together. And who else? Oh, and also, hold on. Oh yeah, you remember the quarterback coach was Rich Scangarello, whatever the fuck. I thought Bo Hardigree was offensive coordinator, huh? Yeah, because Luke Getsy got fired with James Gray, who was the offensive line coach. See, and that's another thing I'm waiting for. Brendan Carroll. Do it, but see, we're gonna see. Because you gave Brendan Carroll, you don't have Colton Miller on the offensive line. He's injured. You don't have, and here's another rumor I heard. I heard that the personnel that was placed on the offensive line, like that was Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly said who he wanted at certain positions on the offensive line. And we wonder why the offensive line is not good. We're going to find out. If we go into Sunday's game and that line reshuffles, Chip Kelly was responsible for that offensive line, bro. Offensive line. And then if you notice Chip Kelly's exit letter, he wrote a letter thanking the Raiders and everything and said he really liked working with Geno Smith. Why he didn't say nothing about the offensive line? He didn't say anything about working with the offensive line. He just said Geno Smith. So we're gonna see, like I said, now these moves are made. Sunday, we're gonna find out against the Dischargers. We're gonna find out, was it fact or fiction that it was Chip Kelly the problem, or was it the personnel on our team the problem? Was it the quarterback? Was it the offensive line? Was it the play calling? We're gonna find out. That's all I'm here for. I want to know exactly what went wrong. Yeah, it's crazy how this whole thing, this is a big circus, bruh. All you can think is, here we go again. Here we go again. But yeah, man, it's a wait and see. I'm hearing a lot of shit. It's crazy if Tom Brady had the say in hiring Chip Kelly. You know what I mean? That didn't work too well. Maybe Brady need to worry about being in the booth at what game they got him announcing. You know what I mean? Maybe he's the Michael Jordan of the NFL. Become an owner and still can't get it right with person. Everybody's not gonna be you. See, that's one thing about former great players. They go try to find coaches and shit that he won with. No, it's a whole different lane. It's a whole different lane. Gotta remember, Michael Jordan won with who? He won with who? And you gotta put him down as one of the greatest coaches ever, the Zen Master. You know what I mean? That's his three-peats was behind damn, I'm forgetting his name too. I remember in a minute. Same with Shaq and Kobe under the same coach. Phil Jackson. You played with Phil Jackson. You can't, okay, I want a coach like Phil and I want players like me. It don't work like that, bro. When you're an owner, you got to go ahead and just grab the talent that can come in and do the job. Not somebody that's like you. There's nobody like you. There's nobody like Phil Jackson. There's nobody like Belichick. You know what I mean? There's nobody like let the personnel that you hired, let them do their job. Let Spytek go get his head coach. We're forcing marriages now. It didn't work with AP and Telesco. That was a forced marriage. We're not trying to have shotgun weddings here. We're trying to have a long-lasting relationship. And you got to have two guys that's on point, man. So you got to let, I say, man, after this, if Pete Carroll got to go, let Spytek get his guy, dude. Let him go through the interviewing portion of finding the head coach and let him hire his guy. And then when that head coach is hired, then let's go. What kind of defense does he want, and does he got an offensive coordinator in mind? And does he have a defensive coordinator in mind? Let him get his staff together. You know what I mean? We're doing it out of whack. We're doing it all out. That's why this shit ain't flowing like it's supposed to flow, because we're doing shit all out of order. There's a certain order of doing this shit, and we gotta abide by that shit to make sure that this shit works. Or we're gonna keep doing this shit we're firing somebody every year. This is the most unstable job career you can have, is with the Raiders. If you're looking for, like, if you want to be a band-aid until you find something better, hey, come to the Raiders. You tired of the minority owner all up in the video dancing? Come to the Raiders. Shit, you know what I mean? So man, that's how that shit go, bro. And I still don't agree with OC, because if that's the case, if Chip Kelly hired his own OC, then what's the name would be fired too. And he's the interim. The same thing happened with Bo Hardigree. He became the interim offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? We still got Joe Philbin. I'm surprised Philbin. I don't know. Maybe Philbin takes over and takes over that offensive line. I know he's just there for, you know what I mean, assistance. But man, if you we're gonna see. I can't, you know what I mean? I can't speculate on how this shit gonna unfold. It's gonna be a telltale sign Sunday. If Chip Kelly was the problem, we gonna see it on the field Sunday. We gonna see it on the field. But my personal belief is it's a little bit of everything. The play calling, the personnel, the offensive line is no bueno. That shit is not good. And with the injuries going down, is not even gonna look better, bruh. Because here's the scary thing. With Stone Forsythe at left tackle, Parham at left guard, you put in Putnam at center. You got who else came in? You put Meredith at right guard, and you got DJ Glaze at right tackle. Then when Meredith was hurt, they were getting ready to bring Carlos Rogers in, and then they took Carlos Rogers out, and they brought Cappy in to play fucking center. See, look, what does that sound like? That does not sound like a Pete Carroll thing to me. You take out Putnam from center. Meredith was okay to come back, so you put you put Kappa at center and move Putnam to guard. What the fuck? What the fuck? That was like, what the fuck? We playing musical chairs on the offensive line now. Like, what the fuck is we doing? Like I said, man, we gonna see what happens. We gonna see what happens. Like I said, I'm not gonna hold y'all too long, man. We gonna get up off of here though. It's Monday. Enjoy your Monday. Make it back home to your loved ones, man. There'll be a show tomorrow. Same Raider time, same Raider channel. It's the Lunatic Raider show tomorrow. We'll go more in depth. See if there's any more moves being made, any shuffling going on. I can't wait to see the injury report, and I definitely can't see the depth chart. If I see movement on their offensive line, I'm knowing Chip Kelly was the one having those guys play where they were playing. I'm just and one thing I know with Pete Carroll, to not rock the boat, Pete Carroll rolled with it. That's the way, because if you listen to the way Pete Carroll, he and you could tell, bro, it's not. You don't agree with that shit. But I think Chip Kelly was the one in line to take Pete Carroll's place. That's how they try to lure him here. Look, we give you $6 million a year, and then when Pete Carroll give it up, you got the action at being the head coach. I guarantee you don't pay an offensive coordinator $6 million if the intentions ain't for him to get the next job in line. Because they offered that to Salah from the 49ers. They offered him to come in as DC, and it's the same shit. They offered him to be the highest paid defensive coordinator in the NFL with him being in line for the coaching job. But he chose to go back to the 49ers. So they gave that same deal to Chip Kelly. We'll make you the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL, and you'll be in line to be the head coach. And that's exactly what they did. Because it's too. Why is it a mirror image? The deal that they were offering Salah is the same deal Chip Kelly got. Come on, bro. It had to be that shit. I don't think Pete had to sabotage him. I think Chip sabotaged himself. That was his offense out there. You know what I mean? And if like I said, if it comes out that our offensive line woes is because of who Chip wanted playing in his blocking scheme, we're gonna see. If we see a reshuffle of the offensive line, not too much, because some guys, like, you gotta ride with Stone Forsythe at left tackle, maybe. Glaze ain't gonna be touched. As far as the middle of the offensive line, that's a toss-up. Your two guards and your center, that's a toss-up on what they do with that one. We gonna see, though. I can't wait to see, because any moves they make is gonna point fingers at certain motherfuckers. For real. And I wonder if Brendan Carroll was telling his Pop, Chip don't know what the fuck he doing. He got me making JPJ going to guard, and he wants Meredith at center. Hey, if that's Chip Kelly's doing, because one thing with an offensive line coach, he can only coach the offensive line the way that the offensive coordinator scheme is dictated. This is what my scheme is for my offense. This is what my offensive line have to be. That's what it sounds like to me. So we going like I said, we all gonna find out at the same time. And I'm kind of worried. I don't believe in tanking. I just believe we don't have to because we're not that good. Were we not that good because of personnel, or we're not that good because of the coaching? We gonna find out Sunday. Yes, sir, Rebound. We gonna find out Sunday. And with that being said, you guys enjoy your Monday. Be safe. I'll see y'all back tomorrow. It's the Raider or Lunatic Raider show tomorrow, man. Same time, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. For everybody, not just members. This member will be open to the public at about 6 o'clock. I'll drop it at 6, just so any members that weren't here can see that it's up and running. They can go check it out first, because this is exclusively for you guys, man. Hey, I thank y'all for supporting the channel. I'm gonna keep this shit rocking. I'm Lunatic Raider, and like I always say about this time, I'm out this bitch. Ha ha.